So last time I read to you, it was from the first chapter of this little collection of very short snippety quotes from songwriters, and then I wrote. That first chapter was anecdotes around the writing of particular songs. The second is about the philosophy of songwriting. And I went to great trouble to prune down the many quotes I wanted to share with you, thinking we'd be busy. So I must put some of them back in. The chapter title is Tap Dance on a Tightrope, Philosophy of a Song. And the two editors, I'll read you their introductions first. Sylvia Tyson, any of you who remember Ian and Sylvia, it's her. As Joni Mitchell says in this chapter, to be a writer, you have to retain your innocence. Perhaps more than that, your sense of wonder, your ability to be surprised and delighted. Most creators remain children in some sense, discovering new possibilities in the same way that a baby discovers and examines its fingers and toes. I think that's why we get so down and desperate when the ideas don't come. We become dependent on those surprises, that wonder. When it's working, it's like no feeling on earth. And the other editor says, one wants to tell a story, said novelist Carlos Fuentes, in order not to die. The urge to tell a story in song, to sing the news, is as old as mankind. I think of the troubadours travelling from castle to castle with their ballads. If the song was good, they were given food and drink. If the song was ill received, they might lose their heads. Things haven't changed all that.
No, not like that here. You neither get food nor drink.
The bottom line of songwriting is focused on finding one's writing voice. It's an inside job. In the words of Christ, taken from the Gnostic Gospel of St. Thomas, everything you bring forth from within you will save you. Everything you do not bring forth will destroy you. So keep on writing. Billy Corgan from the Smashing Pumpkins says this. Songwriting for me is literally like having 5 people living in the same body. One day I'm an insular, childlike artist, just going by emotion. The next day I'm a crass technician. The person who writes the riffs argues with the person doing the vocals. But the different personalities can work together. Sometimes my heart says, this song needs to move. And the tactical part suggests, try a key change. It goes back and forth until some kind of graceful compromise is reached. John Stewart, not a name I recognise. Songwriting is the way of perpetual want. Songwriters are the blessed, cursed people, because if you're truly a songwriter, meaning that you hear the voices, you will never have a moment's peace in your life. You will always be wanting that next song. Yes, Stevie Nicks, I love this. You cannot make a mistake in art. So even if you think you've made the worst mistake in the world, you just sit down, take a deep breath, realize that you cannot make a mistake. Even if you cannot fix what's happened, you can tell everybody it's exactly what you wanted. Warren Zevon, a name some of you may recognize. The question of what songs mean and what they do is sort of terrifying when you think about it. But then you begin to realize there's such a thing as taking yourself too seriously. You back off and say, isn't it a little pretentious of me to start wondering how I'm influencing society? Shouldn't I address myself to how well I'm doing the job of producing this piece of entertainment? And where's the one I wanted to end with? Yes. I admire a lot of young writers, but they seem to come and go. They don't want to write anything but great songs. I want to write a few great songs, but I'd like to write a lot of good ones too. It would be terrible to have a 1-year career and then live to be 80.